We're back to the Twitch and MJ podcast, sponsored by Tracy's Sand and Gravel, online at tracyslandscapematerials.com.
So
I'm stupid. I'm gonna go get our guest headphones.
thank you,
Yeah.
MJ. Thank you. So let me give you a little backstory while MJ is doing the menial task she should do. So Ken Boggle is a guy we met years ago because of Scarefest, who is, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, your talent is tarot technically, right?
Yeah.
You do other things, but
yeah, psychic medium, tarot card reader, paranormal investigator.
And we thought we had you on the show a couple times, and we love you. You grew up in Kentucky. I can't remember exactly where.
Hippo.
Where's Hippo?
I grew up in a holler near Hippo. It's between Floyd and Martin County, so Prestonsburg and Martin.
Wow.
So yeah, I had a pet rooster. Grew up in a holler. I was shaped like Bobby Hill.
They're shaped like Bobby Hill.
Some things haven't changed. I don't want to have a rooster, but I'm still shaped like Bobby Hill. Yeah.
So Nicole comes in a couple weeks ago, and this is before anyone knew any of this. And she goes, "Hey, you might know Ken." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, okay." She goes, "Well, he's going to be on this new show." And she started describing it to me. And I'd rather you describe it to the audience so we get it right. But there's a new show on Hulu that premieres a week from yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? And it's called Living for the Dead.
Living for the Dead.
By the way, thank you for coming back to the show. Thank you
it's
for coming
my
back.
pleasure.
Great to see you again.
Anything I can do with people from Kentucky, I'm thrilled. I've been all over the world now, and I think the people from Kentucky are the best. So anytime you want me to be here,
we always want you here.
Nicole has my number. Call me.
So
I'll do it.
Tell everyone because I thought the premise of the show was amazing.
From the Emmy Award-winning production company Scout Productions is a show also produced by Kristen Stewart from Twilight. You know Kristen Stewart and Spencer. You know Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
So they looked all over the world to find 5 amazing LGBT plus paranormal investigators to travel the country in a tricked out haunted RV and help the living by healing the dead. So we go in and we do a paranormal investigation, but we also help the people who are working and living in that. And it's everything from like haunted historic locations to like Las Vegas's first fully nude gentleman's club. So I was totally at home at the Palomino and looking for ghosts and throwing dollars. It was the greatest day of my life.
Is it still functioning too? It's still open?
Yeah. We got private dances and we got to meet the house mother, Tina Turner is her name. And when I saw it, I almost died because it's like, oh my God, Tina Turner. They're like, not that Tina. This is before Tina passed. So I was like, stop it. But I'm still there for it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's up with Martin County? We've got a listener. She's in his witch escort.
She was a witch and an escort.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
And she actually said, I grew up in Martin County.
Oh, cheers. Did you go to Allen Central?
Yeah, I bet you.
I am guessing. Now, call me crazy. That when an LGBTQ tarot card reader psychic and a witch escort grew up in Martin County, y'all probably run in the same circles.
Yeah.
Well, I would say probably, but we were just in that district where I could go to Prestonsburg High School. So I went to Prestonsburg, graduated there in 2002. So chances are, it depends on how old she is. I ran with an older crowd because they were up to no good.
So
some things never change. Yeah.
When she told me about your show and she said, it's a group of gay ghost hunters, or it's a gay ghost hunting, I in my head go, why are they only hunting for gay ghosts?
Oh no.
Yeah, he had it all backwards.
I had it all back. I'm like, so they're hunting only gay ghosts? What if they find a straight ghost? So, but maybe think. Maybe gay ghosts are underserved. Maybe it's not.
It is a grossly underserved community,
right?
Shut up. That's hilarious. So yeah, no. The reality is, in all of the travels that we did just in this season, we did meet 1 or 2 gay ghosts that were closeted, and that was part of the reason why they were struggling in the afterlife, was that they needed to have this come out moment.
That makes sense.
But otherwise,
because when you're dealing with this, you're dealing with people, and so tell me, because I don't know how it works. Are we dealing with like a presence when you're hunting? Is it ghosts? Is it pretty much like the blanket term ghost, spirit?
Spirit, yeah.
Is it because they have unfinished business on Earth? Is it because they can't leave? Is it because why?
Well, there's lots of things. Ed and Lorraine Warren had a theory that they called it the haunting or the ghost syndrome, which is that it does sometimes have to do with spiritual lack of spiritual peace. That it also has or it could be from a lack of like human piece, like you didn't have like that completed business, or that finished business. But also there's just some spirits that refuse to leave or don't know that they're gone. You like in the case of a residual haunting, this is just a spirit who's trapped in a loop again and again of every single day of their life. They're just living out their life, which is somewhat different than an intelligent haunting where you have a spirit who's actually engaging and has something to say or they have a point to prove.
So it's almost like when, and I kind of, the only way I can describe this is I kind of believe in like that interdimensional thing where what you see a haunting, you're not really seeing a haunting. You're seeing something that actually happened, or the way time works. You're seeing into a different dimension. Is the only word I can use, but really into a different, almost time in the same place you are. Is that kind of that thing?
I mean, that's kind of the way it works as a psychic medium. For me, anyway, because we're also individually different. We approach it in a different way. But for me, it's like looking in through the other side of the looking glass.
Yeah,
and it's like this is what happened when this kid was. And this really happened at a location where a kid was drowned in a hotel bathtub.
Wow.
And I just so happened to be sleeping in that hotel
Oh,
room.
God.
And we had, not to give the show away, but there was tons of really creepy things happening like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to the point where I just broke down and was like, all I really want to do is eat a quesadilla. But it was horrific.
Well, first off, a quesadilla is never the wrong answer.
Never.
That's never the wrong answer, man.
So no, it is like looking into like a different, universe or a different time space. But most of all the time, it's just like sitting down with you and me, and it's just like talking to like Nicole's right here next to me. It's like, hey, fan, just whipped out. We're just over there fans.
He had a fan, and you had to have a fan, really?
Yeah, I did.
You guys got to fan each other like we're at church now.
Stop.
Jeez.
I'm living for that.
Petty much? Is it like, so I guess, okay, so the ways I kind of look at him, by the way, Ken Boggle, you know him from being a psychic and a tarot reader. You've seen him at Scarefest. One of many people who are going to be at Scarefest this year, next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get tickets at scarefestweekend.com. But also on the new show that premieres next I want to say it's Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's the 18th on
the 18th.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Hulu and Disney Plus.
It looks so good.
Yeah, dude.
It looks so good.
It looks great. So tell who is on the show? Who's the cast? Because everybody has a different skill set, right?
Right. So we have Kristen Stewart, who is our co-star narrator. She plays the voice of God. So she kind of narrates this whole amazing adventure.
You ever think, by the way, when you're growing up in Holler, that you'd be working with Kristen Stewart?
It breaks my brain on a daily basis.
I bet it does. It would have to.
I mean, to go from the Holler to Hulu it's not an easy thing. It's hard to reconcile that.
Yeah.
Is it weird that half the people you grew up with can't even watch the show because there's no internet? I'm kidding.
Watch
I'm
it.
kidding. I got to snort out of you now. I got to snort out of you
Easy.
now.
Them's my people. So,
I'm much meaner to Powell County for him.
I just got, okay, anyway. So,
My husband's from Breathitt County.
so we have Roz Hernandez, who is an amazing comedian. She is phenomenal. She has her own podcast called Ghosted by Roz Hernandez. And she is our paranormal researcher. We have Alex LeMay, who is our tech guru. We have Juju Bay, who hails from Maryland. She's our spiritual witch and healer. And then we have Logan Taylor, who hails from Tennessee, McMinnville. And he's probably the best medium I've ever seen, including me.
Well, for most ghost hunting shows, depending on how you look at it, it's 3 people who really don't have much of we hunt ghosts. They don't really have much of a skill set. I'm not saying it, but in a lot of those shows, it's like 3 people who like just happen to get some gear and go hunt ghosts, and they take pictures and stuff, and that's really cool. Yeah. But to have like 5 people who actually have all, it's almost like the X-Men of ghosts.
Right.
You have 5.
Yeah,
you have 5 people
description.
with like skills that do, like there's a tech person, there's a spiritual person, there's this person. Everybody kind of has a thing that makes, I think, honestly, as a ghost hunting show, if that's what you want to call it seems like it's a really effective offense to throw at them.
Well, it's something that's never been done before, ever.
Like gay or straight.
Yeah. Where we have 5 of the most incredibly unique individuals. Like, we all look like we're going to a party, but it's not the same party. We're not going to the same. We're all going to have a great time, but we're not going to the same house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it worked together in a beautiful way because Scout Productions did not say, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. We all just piled up in this RV and did it.
Oh, you guys are in an RV?
Like a tricked out, creepy it handled like a lawnmower. Like I made so many people sick by like Dramamine was passed around like party drugs. Like I cannot drive well. I can't drive well.
Oh, you got to drive. They don't give you a driver.
No, we each drove. No, this is like a real thing. Like people think, oh, how Hollywood, it must have been fabulous.
Right, that's what I thought.
You're like, no, I drove basically a massive John Deere tractor.
The real world do something where they did like on the road.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I just like throw these straight
Yeah.
together. and
That's
just
exactly
go.
what. That's
I
exactly.
would
what
have
it was
thought they like showed you showing up and then have like
Right.
a pro driver driving away. You know what I mean?
I would have thought the same thing.
Yeah, and then they just get a shot of you behind the wheel.
Yeah. Wow.
There I was in Las Vegas, driving this 1980s RV.
Oh my god.
Like hearing the Hendersons or something. It was crazy.
What is scarier, dealing with like a demonic possession or being in, let's just say, like a small town in Mississippi with 5 LGBTQ people on a RV hunting ghosts? Because I feel like I would be more afraid.
I'm this no joke at all. I'm more afraid of the living.
Yeah,
every day
that's
of
what I'm
my
saying.
life than I'm
Yeah,
afraid.
definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Living
All right.
scared the hell out of me.
Hang on one second. We're talking about more Scarefest, more with Ken. I don't know if you brought your cards or if you want to do a little. I don't know. I'm doing the fingers. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But we'll see if there's anything in the room or anything around us.
Well, you'll have to wait and come to Scarefest. For
Okay.
that. You'll have to wait to come to Scarefest, get those readings.
You loved Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now get to know her on Give Them Lala.
I used to be so down with dudes giving me pet names right off the bat. The second a dude, I first meet him and he calls me baby, I'm like, and we're done here. Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah, don't call me babe, baby, boo, bye.
Interesting. That's
But
a big
I
red
can call
flag.
them boo because I call everybody boo.
What if that's their excuse? That's funny.
No, you don't. You're a man. You move different than me.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
All right. Don't go anywhere.
At Southern Company, we know the right solutions start with the right questions. Like, how do we deliver clean, reliable, affordable energy for today and tomorrow? Southern Company, building the future of energy.
At Sleep Outfitters Outlet, great sleep is a big deal. Save 40 to 60% every day on every Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. Queens as low as $249. Customer exchanges, closeouts, and floor samples. Inventory changes daily, so come in for your dream deal today. With no credit needed financing, expert advice, and up to 60% off retail, it's never been easier to get the sleep and savings you deserve. Go to sleepoutfittersoutlet.com for financing details and to find a store near you.
We're back to the Twitch and MJ podcast, sponsored by Tracy's Sand and Gravel, online at tracy'slandscapematerials.com.
So Scarefest starts technically. Nicole, is it Thursday or Friday? I know it's Saturday, Sunday, the 2 big days. But what's your like start?
The actual start is Friday, and doors open at 3 p.m. for the black carpet, and then the main public can come in at 4. And we close at 9 that night. But after we close, the party still goes on till like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I know there's a pre-party, like an opening party on Thursday. There's a drag horror show.
Yes, horror drag theater. We have 24 queens that are going to be in like theatrical, like horror drag, and we have that going on at Central Bank Center downstairs in the ballroom. And then we also have other events. We have the film festival going on late at night. We've got a scary bedtime story event, and it's going to have multiple celebrities that are going to read excerpts from local horror writers from Kentucky, and then in between we're going to do like adult pajama party games.
Nice.
Oh, that's really cool. And there's karaoke.
Karaoke is going to be at Lex Live on Friday and Saturday night. And so, I mean, there's so much going on into the late night, every night, even after we close the doors for Scarefest.
If you haven't gotten tickets, go to scarefestweekend.com. That's a new website, Scarefest Weekend. Get your tickets. You're going to be there, Ken, all weekend, right?
Yeah, so my participation starts as soon as the doors open on Friday at 3, and then I'm there on the floor until about 7:30, and then because I leave and go to Old Hookers
Of
on
course,
South
of course,
Limestone
yeah.
to lead a walk called Murders and Madams. It takes you through murders and madams.
Kentucky, Lexington is famous for some madams.
Some of the places that people are so hoity-toity about in this town, which I love them, don't get me wrong, are just nothing but brothels and murder. And I am here for both of those things.
Me too.
I love a good,
If you were going to write an autobiography, you'd be called Brothels and Murder.
Yeah.
So that starts at 8 p.m. and you can get tickets to that by going to murdersandmadams.com.
Okay.
But then, I'm there Saturday all day. I'm
Wait,
there
that's
Sunday
8 p.m. what day?
8 p.m. on Friday. And tickets for that, there are literally only 10 tickets left for that event.
Is that a walking tour?
That is a walking tour. It takes 1 hour. We start at Old Hookers and we finish at Old Hookers.
So is that a thing you only do this time, or is that like a thing you normally do?
We only have 3 more weeks left. So there's tonight, from now to the 27th. The 27th is the last time we're doing that. For this year. And then we're going to come up with a whole new event because I always want to be participating in something in Lexington. So
I have questions. I don't want to get too much away, but I mean, I think Lexington's known. Our famous madam was Belle Breezing.
Yes.
But was there a strong brothel community in Lexington?
Yeah, Jenny Hill ran a place that was out of Mary Todd Lincoln's house.
Wow.
Which is my favorite story.
Yeah.
I love that. I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, enjoy your history, kids. It used to be a brothel. You know what I mean? Like, that's fantastic. So, there's place, and then like the number of murders that happened from really high-profile individuals. There was a murder of Colonel Swope that happened at the old, what is now the federal courthouse, which was the Lexington post office. Got murdered, for checking his mail for too long.
What?
Yeah. So anyway,
back in the day, people think we're impatient now, but back then, people, because you lived to 35, and you died of, you got like bloody whooping cough at 35. So like, if you're checking your mail too long, boom, double tap.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a Bed Bath and Beyond coupon for 20% off that he was very excited about.
Very excited about.
But so that's every Friday night at 8 p.m. and that the last day we do that is October 27th. But please come to the Scarefest event because if I can sell the Scarefest walk out, which there are only 10 tickets left, murdersandmadams.com, the Marley Knockers who run the Murders and Madams Walk have decided to get a Ken Boggle tattoo.
Oh no, that is okay.
If I can sell it out,
okay,
and you can get a tattoo at Scarefest. We have Scarefest.
They will get a tattoo at Scarefest.
What can't you do? Literally, what can't you do?
Do you get to autograph the tattoo and have that put on there also?
I think I can choose it. It's just I can't choose the location.
So no tramp stamp.
Oh please, if I can get away with it. I have 3 of my own, so I don't know why. Why not? Why not?
When you have 3, is it still just a tramp stamp?
No, it's literature.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
that's funny.
God.
That's funny.
On Saturday, though, there's so many other cool events. If you're wanting to get into something paranormal, or I'm sorry, I gotta get closer to the microphone. Beverly McChesney, who is also
I love
local,
her.
and I
She's
brought
so
her on the
sweet.
air.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And she's done on the air readings for you guys before,
Sure.
but she's amazing, and she's going to have her gallery, which is where she reads the room, and anybody there can get like kind of on the spot question thrown out and read, and she'll channel throughout the whole thing, and she's incredible.
The one that did the Shay thing, where she said that she saw a woman in the corner, and she was like really uncomfortable, and she goes, she's doing a very awful hand gesture, and we were like, what's she doing? She was like,
and she did. That was her thing. She did all the time. A friend of ours who passed
was literally, she would do that.
all
like
she was in the corner over there.
Yeah,
it was wild, man. I'll never forget that. So that lady is cool.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah,
we're spinning through this, by the way. Ken Boggle, who's in the studio with Nicole, they're both going to be at Scarefest. His new show, Living for the Dead, premieres on Hulu on the 18th. So before Scarefest, you can watch. Is it going to be the whole season, or does it come out week by week? Or
so all 8 episodes drop at the same time.
All right, so awesome.
What they're hoping
we can binge it.
Yeah, they're hoping that you binge it. So use the B word, binge it as much as you possibly can.
And we'll make sure our listeners know and remind them too. That's really cool.
Because I'm going to watch it.
Because Ken's from here and lives here and lived here and still lives in Lexington. We were talking about this off the air though. Like when you go to a party, people are like, do I bring my cards? Do people expect you to like show up with your tarot cards?
Yeah, one time I went to a party from a really good friend of mine, and I showed up wearing blue jeans and a polo shirt and a baseball cap, normal, and she was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Where are your cards? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you invited me. I didn't know that you wanted me to wear a bowler and bring tarot cards. So yeah, it's a...
It makes you wonder, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She no longer lives here. So.
Do you travel with your tarot cards all the time, though?
They're in my car.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't going to ask you. By the way, no.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes when it comes to my future, I don't know. Maybe I have to wait. I don't know that I want to know.
Well, see, that's the thing about what I do with cards is that I tell you what's going to happen, but then I tell you how to turn it into your favor. So my thing is I always turn poison into medicine.
Nice.
So if you've got something horrible going on, let's make it the thing that makes your life fantastic.
But have you ever just like taught someone like, you know what, this session's on me. No thing. You know, we were like, you're kind of screwed.
No, I what I did do though is I had a senator's son, a senator from New York. His son got a tarot card reading for me, and he was like, "This is garbage. I don't believe any of it." I said, "Great. Let me give you a 6-week prediction, and in 6 weeks, if that doesn't come true, then it's free. If it does come true, I'll send you a bill." And 3 weeks into it, he wrote me on Twitter and said, "Send the bill."
Oh my God!
And then said, "Can I have another reading?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yes.
That's a good story to take a break. Hang on. That's awesome. Scarefestweekend.com. Back in a moment at ZRock.
Get an inside look at Hollywood with Michael Rosenbaum.
Let's get inside of Anthony LaPaglia. My grandmother will be 95 in June. I haven't drank water in 95 years. Look at me. Do I need water? You look a little dehydrated.
A little bit. Your skin's a little dry. And when I do drink, it bores me.
Yeah.
Just drinking it, I start to nod off.
Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Wherever you listen.
Every Monday, Rich Eisen and Chris Brockman react to what's happening in the world of football on Overreaction Monday.
Dolphins, Final Four AFC team.
Oh, that is not an overreaction at all. I'm with you.
You're in.
I am in. The other 3 Final Four teams, if you were asking me to call my shot, this is the Overreaction Monday podcast.
Call your shot.
Entertainment purposes only, unless I'm right.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Dolphins, Bills, Ravens. Final Four.
Overreaction Monday, the podcast, wherever you listen.
At Southern Company, we know the right solutions start with the right questions. Like, how do we deliver clean, reliable, affordable energy for today and tomorrow? Southern Company, building the future of energy.
We're back to the Twitch and MJ podcast, sponsored by Tracy's Sand and Gravel, online at tracy'slandscapematerials.com.
This is a fun conversation. We got Nicole from Scarefest in here. Her and her husband own Scarefest, run Scarefest. It's going to be amazing. It's 8 days? 8 days, 9 days, 7 days next week.
Well, Thursday's the launch, and then next Friday.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
Less than that. So, and we got Ken Boggle, who is a local medium, psychic, ghost hunter, does the Murders and Madams tour, but also is part of the new show on Hulu that kicks off next Wednesday's the 18th. Kicks off next Wednesday. It's called Living for the Dead, and going around the country, looking for ghosts and hunting ghosts and trying to fix the situations of ghosts. We were talking about this often. What do you think the ability is? Like the psychic ability, medium ability, is it a frequency people tap into? Is it a dimensional thing?
Well, I think like this. I think like it is an evolutionary trait.
Mm-hmm.
I think like back in the day when we were in our evolution, we weren't always these brilliant creatures that we think we are now.
Sure.
We were, picking berries and, hunting and gathering. And there were times that you were in the dark and you couldn't see the danger and you couldn't hear the danger, but you knew there was danger. So I think it's an evolutionary, scientifically provable thing, and so much so that there are different studies in American military history where they take psychics and have them do astral projection and have them do these things.
Sure.
I used to read for somebody from the Department of Defense for every 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and he wouldn't tell me what was going on. He would just say situation 1, and I would read it. Situation 2, I would read it. And I don't know what I may be caused COVID. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. But no, I don't think it's just some big wonderful gift that people act like it is. I think it's something that's inherent in every single person to each degree. Now, are you able to, like a radio, tune into a frequency? Mm-hmm. That's all depending upon whether or not you've developed that muscle enough.
I agree. That's always weird because my grandmother did it. And I know MJ's not much of a believer. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I grew up with it because my grandmother was a crazy Italian woman from Sicily who had seances and put hexes on people and did witch magic and all that. So, and I always looked at it like a radio frequency. It's all around us. Anything you can pick up a radio frequency everywhere, but you have to have a radio to do it. You have to know how to tap into the frequency. And I think some people are just better at tapping into it than others. And other people don't even think the frequency's there, but some people can.
Right. Well, for me, I was really lucky because I had a granny who was like, honey, I'm the same way. And
Really?
I'll help you through it. So for 31 years ago, I started working with my grandmother, and she taught me how to read everything from spirit to tea leaves, coffee grounds.
Yeah.
My
grounds?
granny could sit on the back porch and read a leaf falling off a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, my grandmother would do spit.
Spit.
You would spit in a circle.
We would crack
Yep.
an egg in a glass of water,
Yep.
sit in front of a candle. Like
Hair. My grandma did hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I haven't even thought of that since like Clinton was in office.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you rattled a memory.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's such like a phenomenon, especially like in this part of the country, that we even have a seminar at Scarefest that's going to be called Appalachian Granny Women Magic. So like, you know, this is really a thing, and it's sometimes not talked about because it wasn't, accepted. By the rest of the community that you could do this.
Every culture
it's
has it, though.
Sometimes talked about just
Yeah.
within your family.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way it happened with Granny. Is that we didn't talk about it to anybody else.
I was going to ask you, was it one of those things you kind of had? Because with my grandma, it was very secretive. Like my mom, everyone knew that they were doing seances, and people would come over and like legitimately, like, and I'm not ask my grandmother to put like hexes on people. They would, she would put what's called the evil eye Italian, the Gordon. She put, but it was normal. But like it was like, all right, we don't talk about that with me, with the kids.
Yeah.
And then one day she was like, this is it. And
so for us, it was nobody. Granny made it a point. She said nobody knows this, and my father, who's still alive, was a raging religious zealot and sociopath, and she was like, what he will do if he finds out. So nobody is to know what we do. So something like this at Scarefest, this Appalachian Granny Magic, is how I grew up. And that is something even I wish I could go to that.
So, I know. That's the sad thing about
I really want to. I know. I really want to go to that.
And not to make light of it, but being gay and growing up in Martin County wasn't the hardest secret you had to keep.
Well, I mean, officially in Floyd County.
Floyd County.
Yeah. But look, brother, growing up, looking the way I look and being what I am, like it was hard enough. It was hard enough to go to the family reunion in a bowler hat.
But then you got to keep the psychic secret, and on top of that, you got to keep the psychic secret.
Please, I didn't. Nobody knew about it, and even now, people that I talked to about it, they were like, "Oh, I remember you reading palms in like first period," and then it stopped somewhere junior year, and I'm like, "Yeah, because I got tired of being beat." Like I was weird enough. Dude.
I always tell people so I grew up. I was very fat, and I had Tourette syndrome, and I have OCD. And when people bully me, I'm like, "So which one are you getting me for now? Are you beating me up because I'm fat, or beating me up because I'm the Tourette's kid?" Because there were so many things people didn't know how to bully me.
Yeah.
There were so many things like, I don't know, I'm beating you up, but I don't know if it's because you're fat or because you have your Tourette syndrome.
Yeah,
so.
But in retrospect, I saw pictures of myself back then, and I was like, they weren't picking on me because I was gay. They weren't picking on me because I was just gorgeous. I made Zac Efron look sick. And I was like, they hated me because I was beautiful. Man, if I had that hair now.
They hate me because they hate me. They hate me because they hate me.
They want me, baby. That's what it was.
You were. I know a lot of people did call you the Floyd County Zac Efron.
No,
it's
in
your yearbook.
Not to my face. They had different names, but yeah, something similar, I think.
Oh man, high school sucked. Scarefest this coming week, so a week from today at the Lexington Center and all over town. Any other? Because I kind of want to do the Granny Magic thing. Obviously, there's psychics, there's mediums, there's ghost hunting,
the Bigfoot thing, or
Bigfoot,
right?
Yeah.
And there was another one I really wanted to.
I want to go
do.
to the UAP stuff because I always like the alien stuff.
Right? No, I'm gonna have to go to the website.
Enduring Mystery of UFOs.
Yes, I love that. Love that. Do you think there's a connection? Is there like a because I go back to a lot of the old civilizations and what they knew, and I think as we get smarter, we get dumber. I think as we get more scientific, we lose a lot of the stuff that you can't prove. It's just a lot of stuff we knew we stopped knowing. Do you think a lot of that stuff is connected? The paranormal, UFOs with spirituality or with that?
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I trained a client of mine for about a year. Her name is Michelle. She lives in Michigan. I trained her, did psychic development courses, which I do all the time. She has gone on to do her own sort of classes and her own gallery readings, and she believes that her information comes from extraterrestrials. That's never happened to me, brother, but because I think that might freak me out.
Well, I talked to a lady a few years ago who
nobody wants messages from Alf.
Oh, trust me. I talked to a lady a few years ago who was she was a paranormalist UFO person, and she swore that you could communicate communicate with she called them Zetas because they're from Zeta Reticula. I know it's weird, but it was more of like a telepathic thing because everyone who is picked up by UFOs says they don't communicate with words. They communicate telepathically.
But here's the thing. Everybody thinks, oh, gosh, that's so weird. But years ago, 5 years ago, we all thought, oh, aliens don't exist. UAPs don't exist. And now, not only do they exist, we have proof of it.
Yeah.
So my rule is this: never judge anything.
Yes.
Don't ever give a definitive opinion about anything.
I agree,
because that is the number one. That's the hallmarker of being an idiot.
Anytime you think, anytime you say I know something, you don't know.
Wrong.
Also, it's Holler Monsters of Kentucky is the other one I really want to go to. Does that not sound awesome? Oh my God! Many.
Wes Forsyth, who does our weekly Scarefest radio TV podcast. He's been booking our paranormal guests, and he's come up with all of these, picked these seminars and these because so many people want to come and be a speaker at Scarefest. Oh, sure. So he picked some awesome ones this year. I'm also like Ken, sad that I don't get to stop and go and listen to any of this because I'll be working. But we have so much. You know, Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills is going to be there, and I'm so excited to meet him. My son loves their music. And just so much stuff for kids. I have so many people this year calling saying, I'm bringing my grandmother. I've had 3 calls yesterday of, do you all provide wheelchairs or scooters? And I'm telling them where to rent them in town.
Ken will just carry you on his back.
They're like, I'm bringing my grandma this year. So like all ages of the family are coming to Scarefest this year.
I hate that we got to do this. We got to wrap this up. It's over. Thank you guys so much, Ken. Great to see you.
My pleasure.
Always our pleasure.
And just real quick, October 24th at 7 o'clock at the Roxy. It's a benefit for Lex Arts. I'm doing a viewing party for my Kentucky people of Living for the Dead. So go to lexarts.org and get tickets for the Black Carpet Paranormal Preview Party.
I'll put that on our Facebook page.
I was about to say, let's that way people can find it.
Yeah, make it easy for people. All right, back in a minute. It's ZRock.
Former Navy SEAL Mike Ritland keeps it real on the Mike Drop podcast.
He's the co-CEO of the All Secure Foundation, which assists special operations and active duty combat vets. Tom Satterley.
Nobody helped you shoot your gun. They trained you how to shoot your weapon. So we're going to train you on the things you've never been trained for, how to come home from war. Everything else that turns people away from it, we try to rebrand it.
Reduce or dismiss the kind of stigma that's associated with it.
You have to.
Mike Drop. Raw, unfiltered, intellectually sound. Wherever you listen.
You loved Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now get to know her on Give Them Lala.
I used to be so down with dudes giving me pet names right off the bat. The second a dude, I first meet him and he calls me baby, I'm like, and we're done here. Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah, don't call me babe, baby, boo, bye.
Interesting. That's
but
a big
I
red
can
flag.
call them boo because I call everybody boo.
What if that's their excuse?
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, you don't. You're a man. You move different than me.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.